What I'll be focusing on today is Pedra Branca, and investors in ValOre get the opportunity to have ownership of an entire palladium platinum district in northeastern Brazil. So I'll just focus on that project in my presentation today. Let's just see if we can, there we go. During my presentation, I will be using many forward-looking statements. Please read this, and if you have any interest or questions, contact us directly and we'll be happy to go through those with you. An informed investor is a better investor in our opinion. So the whole point of our news release this morning was just to remind people about what we'd accomplished over the last 7 months and to flag the fact that we are drilling. We've spent a lot of time preparing for this. We announced it July 9th and we're right in the midst of it. So we just want to remind everybody about that, and I'll kind of focus on that today. If you can see my screen here on the right-hand side, this gives you an outline of the Pedra Branca project, which is in northeastern Brazil. The red lines on the outside represent the borders of the property. And from this corner to this corner is from the top right to the bottom left is in excess of 50 kilometers. We have here what we believe to be a district, a PG district. And on this map specifically, if you look at the legend here on the left, you can see some differentiation between the two phases of drilling. So we did announce that we'll have a 2-phase drill program. Phase 1 has commenced and is fully financed. And the yellow dots on this particular map represent the targets that will be drilled as part of Phase 1. The bottom left here is Trapia 1, and we've just finished drilling that project. The initial drill program, we've sent off a bunch of samples for assay and moved the rig up here to Cedro North so that we can wait for those results to come back and determine our next steps. But successfully went off without a hitch. Trapia 1, and we moved on to Cedro now. In all cases, or both cases, between Phase 1 and Phase 2, we have some target classes: resource expansion, new discovery, and target advancement. And when I talk about resource expansion, the 1 million ounces that we have in a 43-101 resource are hosted in 5 zones. From the top here in the north, Santo Amaro. In this central region here, there's 3 deposits. And in the bottom left, you've got Trapia, a little over 1 million ounces. So in all 5 of those cases, for zones, from a zone perspective, we'll be drilling and looking to expand resources throughout Phase 1 and Phase 2, making some new discoveries with the drill bit, and then also drilling targets that have been drilled previously but just don't have the density in order to put them in some sort of resource classification. We believe there's significant resource potential and we have a district. So why do we, why is that relevant? If we have a PG district, is that a metal that anyone really knows too much about? Is it in favor or in flavor right now? I would say it is. Right here in the middle of the screen, there's a gray box that has PD, PT, and AU, and it just represents the palladium, platinum, and gold numbers pricing that we used in our tech report when we did our 43-101 when we first acquired the project. And evidently, the prices have moved significantly. Palladium is trading at over $2,000 an ounce, platinum is nearing $1,000, and gold's on a tear of epic proportions at closing in, I think, about $2,060 an ounce. So significantly higher than the numbers we used since we acquired the project in May 2019. Palladium specifically is, for the most part, just used in automobiles and catalytic converters. So the demand is driven by the auto sector. From a perspective of market balance, if you look here in the top left-hand corner, you can see these arrows are all, these bars are all pointing down. There has been a deficit for the last few years. Pricing suggests that will continue this year, but we'll see. During COVID, we don't really know. Sort of all bets are off in terms of auto demand. Seems to be still quite a strong demand right now in 2020. There's also another real wrinkle here with respect to the supply side. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, the gray portions of this pie chart represent where palladium comes from. 39% from South Africa, 40% from Russia, so close to 80% from those two regions. And I would suggest that there is significant jurisdictional risk associated with those 2 regions of the world. And then adding or compounding to that kind of squeeze is that in addition to the countries of production or sources of production, the top 5 producers control about 85% of the production for palladium and platinum. And their collective market cap is pretty significant, over $80 billion. And then you look in the middle here where there are a bunch of juniors that are exploring and developing. Their collective market cap is less than $1 billion, let's say. It may have run the last week or so since we put this presentation together, but significantly smaller than the producers. And those projects are around the world. The producers are really squeezed into, as I said, jurisdictions where they're probably looking to diversify, and diversify they have been doing. Particularly the South African entities are off making acquisitions. So we have a number of these on the right-hand side that we're showing you, but they're making purchases and they're trying to diversify their production bases out of South Africa. And potentially this year we'll have a lot of acquisitions as well and next. In terms of the vehicle, ValOre, ticker symbol VO on the venture exchange. And we're trading around 30 cents. We have about 90 million shares outstanding. So 25, 30 million Canadian market cap, high level of insider ownership. Insiders own over 20% of the company. Jangada Mines Limited, which is an AIM-listed company, which was the vendor of the project, has about 25 million shares of the company. So all told, insiders, close associates, and Jangada own over 50% of the company. In terms of the team, I won't go over all the people here, but really a team of directors, officers, managers who have had collective experience raising money, doing acquisitions, running large-scale exploration programs in difficult environments as far north as the Arctic. And now we're bolstering a team with significant experience in Brazil, not only on the ground logistically running exploration programs, but also from a legal and permitting perspective. As far as our group of individuals goes, we've been involved with some pretty big transactions, which we're very proud of. And many of those fall under the Discovery Group banner. Discovery Group is an alliance of public companies of which ValOre is a very proud member. And Discovery Group has projects from northern Canada all the way south into the Americas. Sort of commodity agnostic, really we focus on quality of projects, and all the companies in the group. The focus is just high quality technical talent. And we have a no asshole policy. So we seek to have people join our group that we like and respect and have a lot of faith in from a technical and corporate perspective. So here's some of the lists right here. Some of the success cases in our group: Great Bear, Bluestone. A recent addition to the group is Elemental. And then of course you have on the call today, we've Genesis Metals and Kodiak at a different presentation time. As far as where the project Pedra Branca is located, it is in northeastern Brazil. It's about 3.5, 4 hours by car on a federal highway from Fortaleza. Fortaleza has a little over 3 million people, an international airport and a port. Driving along the highway, it's an easy drive to our land position, about 38,000 hectares. This is what it looks like. It is not rainforest at all. We are embedded in this town called Capital Mor, a very supportive local community, and we love working there with them. Not only is there excellent access and infrastructure in the form of ports nearby and towns and cities, but previous operators have spent over $35 million US. Very high quality data that we've been able to sift through and utilize right now to develop a exploration methodology that we believe really works and will really work for us in the drilling process. The main thing here is, I talked about the scale of this thing, over 50 kilometers in strike, but there's also high grade. And the big thing, obviously, what you're looking for in these kinds of projects is high grade near surface. That's the holy grail. And so this thing is supposed to show that actually just on one of the deposits here. This is a cross section through Asparo, which is forms part of our 43101 resource. Bottom left-hand corner, you can see these colors in the legend, and anything that has a color in it is at least at the average resource grade or higher. So these pink things over here represent over 10 grams per ton PG equivalent. So that's palladium and platinum combined. This green line represents the surface. So you're seeing this mineralization at or near surface and high grade stuff. And for example, here's a good one here. This represents a vertical drill hole, and these are intervals within the drill hole that are fairly high grade. And this is all within 60 meters of surface. So on a large scale, we've got high grade mineralization near surface. That is definitely an excellent project to have as an exploration group focused on discovery. So just to wrap things up, being an investor in ValOre gives you ownership of an entire PG district in northeastern Brazil. We're drilling. We're in the midst of a robust precious metals market, which is great for companies like ours. ValOre is a vehicle that has not only the PG project, but a uranium asset that we've spent a lot of money on. So great asset value within the company, very strong team. And the Pedra Branca project has seen a lot of very high quality work done by previous operators that gives us a great asset base and a platform from which to jump forward and run our exploration programs. We believe we have a district and we're getting after it right now.